I was jogging, listening to Spotify.
Casually browsing iTunes.
Flipping through the radio.
And I heard this new song that I loved.
I loved.
I looked to see who it was, and that's when the vertigo hit.
It was Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Bizarre Celebrity Crypto Endorsement Deals. Today we will examine the mysterious case of Taylor Swift and FTX. Yes, the girl that many people hate on because she's so damn perfect. You might have heard about numerous A-listers jumping on the crypto bandwagon, but one superstar refused to sing along. That's right, folks. Taylor Swift, the queen of pop and the master of her own destiny, said a big fat nope to Sam and Caroline and their Ponzi-like exchange. She knew they were trouble when they walked in. So grab your popcorn and buckle up as we dive deep into this juicy story. In a world where celebrities seem to be endorsing anything and everything for the right price, our girl Taylor Swift went against the grain and decided to, actually do her due diligence. Who'd have thought? More than a dozen celebrities from the likes of Stephen Curry to Gisele Bündchen eagerly jumped on the FTX bandwagon, while Taylor Swift was out there asking the hard questions. Like a student in the back of the class questioning the teacher, Taylor had the audacity to ask, "Can you tell me that these are not unregistered securities?" And just like that, she dodged a major bullet. Oh, and let's not forget the juicy $100 million FTX was willing to throw at Taylor for a tour sponsorship. I mean, who wouldn't be tempted by that kind of money? But our resident pop royalty didn't just see the dollar signs, she saw the potential for a colossal mess. With NFT ticket sales and a marketing team feeling the pressure of the really fucking high price tag, Taylor knew when to walk away. And walk away she did. Of course, we can't forget to mention Taylor's secret weapon, her dad, Scott Swift. With a background as an investment banker at Merrill Lynch, it seems he probably had a voice in all this. Again, we're talking about $100 million here, but hats off to Mr. Swift if he was in fact involved in the decision, because they look like seasoned investment professionals in a world where most celebrities make financial decisions like they're playing pin the tail on the donkey. As a result, Taylor emerged unscathed, while the celebrities who did get involved got caught in the crossfire of Adam Moskowitz's $5 billion class action lawsuit. It's as if Taylor had a crystal ball predicting the FTX collapse and avoiding the massive fallout that followed. So why would FTX be drooling over the prospect of having Taylor Swift on their side? Well, let's take a look at the numbers, shall we? With a net worth of around $570 million and a jaw-dropping 8 albums hitting #1 on the charts, it's no secret that Taylor Swift is a certified powerhouse. She's got a fan base that rivals the population of some small countries, and her ability to sell out stadiums is nothing short of legendary. In other words, she's a walking gold mine. But it's not just her financial success that makes Taylor Swift the ultimate catch for any brand. It's her uncanny ability to connect with her fans. She's had an impressive track record of lucrative partnerships with companies like Capital One, Keds, Coca-Cola, and Apple. She's not just a singer-songwriter, she's a brand magnet. So imagine the tsunami of success FTX could have ridden if they had managed to secure Taylor Swift as their poster girl. They would have gained access to her millions of fans who would have potentially turned into millions of customers. Let's talk about the irony of celebrities with access to the best legal advice still getting caught up in these questionable deals. We got Trevor Lawrence, the NFL player who scored a multi-million-dollar deal with Blockfolio and was paid $22.6 million in crypto. Then there's Kevin O'Leary, who took an equity stake in FTX and received a crypto payment worth just under $15 million, only to lose pretty much all of it later. Prior to getting involved with FTX, Kevin was promoting himself as a financial guru who called Bitcoin garbage. Yet the second he got offered some money, he couldn't turn it down. We actually did a video on Kevin recently and the whole FTX saga that's on the SmallCapSteve channel. Check it out. But the list doesn't stop there. Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen filmed a $20 million ad campaign for FTX, while David Ortiz and Udonis Haslem both took the plunge, with Haslem even admitting to losing $15 million in the process. And let's not forget Larry David, who starred in a Super Bowl ad for FTX, which cost a cool $6.5 million. Now, the funny thing about Larry David is that you can tell Larry didn't want to go near it, so he said, "Look, I will take your money so long as you can make your commercial about how I don't like FTX." And then we've got Naomi Osaka, Stephen Curry, and Shaquille O'Neal, all of whom eagerly endorsed FTX. You'd think with their impressive earnings, they'd have the best lawyers in the business, and yet here they are promoting a company that's now at the center of a massive legal storm. Again, I can't imagine they didn't have legal counsel suggesting that they stay away from crypto altogether. It's like they had a team of top-notch chefs, but still insisted on cooking their own meals only to end up with food poisoning. Let's touch on Shaq, that gentle giant we all know and love. Well, Shaq's been avoiding lawyers like their free throws. You'd think a man of his stature would have no trouble standing up to just about anything, but it turns out he's got a weak spot: dodging lawyers. Shaq's been hilariously playing this game of cat and mouse for months, trying to avoid being served in the FTX lawsuit. You know what they say, Shaq attack on the court, Shaq dodge in the courtroom. As it turns out, Shaq finally met his match on April 18th when he was served outside his home. It's funny to think of Shaq, a man who's made millions endorsing everything from Icy Hot to the General Insurance, trying to distance himself from crypto after FTX's collapse. What? The former Lakers star has been furiously backpedaling, claiming he was just a paid spokesperson and doesn't even believe in cryptocurrencies. However, we can't forget that this is the same guy who in a June commercial enthusiastically proclaimed he was all in on crypto. So I guess when the going gets tough, even the big Aristotle isn't immune to a bit of philosophical flip-flopping.
I've done a lot of my life. I play a little basketball, sometimes I DJ. I'm just an everyday guy who puts on his size 23 shoes and checks his FTX account. It doesn't matter what I look like. You know what? This thing is bugging me. Can you help me with this? Turn it off.
Hey, it's Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm excited to be partnering with FTX to help make crypto accessible for everyone. I'm all in. Are you?
I have to touch on Matt Damon and Crypto.com for a minute. This is the man who once solved complex math problems on a chalkboard, now getting schooled in the world of cryptocurrencies. In 2022, our favorite genius janitor starred in a CGI-filled Crypto.com ad, urging people to dive fearlessly into the crypto market with the tagline, "Fortune favors the brave." Oh, the irony. Now, half a year later, with cryptocurrency values taking a nosedive, it seems that fortune has favored the brave just as much as it did for the passengers on the Titanic. And my favorite part is that Louis C.K. has suddenly reappeared and is now dunking on Damon after articulating brilliantly what we were all thinking 20 years ago when we first saw Good Will Hunting in theaters.
Here's the thing. Here's my issue with Good Will Hunting. Matt Damon also wrote the movie, okay? So he basically sat down, he's like, first of all, I'm amazing. I'm a construction worker. I'm like working class. And I drink beer and I get in fights. I get in so many fights. My friends are like, you're out of control, man. And I'm like, shut up. This is the way I am. But then also, I'm a genius. Ooh. I didn't even go to school. I just know things. I don't know why. I just know them. And all the nerdy geniuses that studied for years are like, he's so much smarter than us. It's making us upset. It's insane. It's fucking insane.
Let's just say when even Louis C.K. is able to dunk on you, it might be time to reevaluate your life choices. So as we wrap up this wild ride of celebrity endorsements, legal battles, and the crypto craze, let's take a moment to appreciate the one shining star in this whole debacle: Taylor Swift. It's almost poetic that the seemingly perfect T Swift managed to do what all the other A-listers couldn't: say no to the allure of a big fat paycheck. And presumably with a little help from her dad, she managed to sidestep the FTX disaster with the grace of a seasoned ballerina. It's fascinating to see celebrities who have access to the best legal advice still getting caught up in questionable deals. It's as if the temptation of big money is enough to make them forget about all the due diligence and dive headfirst into murky waters. But here we have Taylor Swift, the embodiment of perfection, who did exactly what the perfect person would do: say no to $100 million because the risks are really fucking high, especially for a singer on pace to be a billionaire by the time she hits 40. So what's the moral of the story? Perhaps it's a lesson in not underestimating the power of saying no, even when the world is shouting yes. Because in the end, fortune might favor the brave, but it's the wise who know when to walk away. And finally, let's take a moment to appreciate the humor in this absurd situation. From Tom Brady's squeaky clean image taking a hit, to Shaq's desperate attempts to dodge being served, and Matt Damon's Good Will Hunting credibility crumbling faster than a crypto market crash, it seems the universe has a way of reminding us that nobody's perfect, except for maybe, well, Taylor Swift.